So hey guys, welcome back to Ashish Masi Cars. Today we'll be doing a detailed walk around review of the 2021 Hyundai Venue SX optional executive variant. So the SX optional executive variant is essentially a new addition to the Venue's variant lineup and has been placed below the top of the line SX optional variant. Hyundai has only offered it with the 1.5 litre CRDI diesel engine option, which produces somewhat around 100 bhp of power and 240 Newton meters of torque. And this particular engine option has been only paired with the conventional 6-speed manual, which we have been seeing in most other Hyundai vehicles as well. So today we will be talking about each and every detail of this particular vehicle, and there is something pretty unique about this particular version standing in front of you, because this is the deep forest exterior color option which is paired to the khaki interior color scheme. So I will show you the interiors and we'll talk about each and every detail. So let's begin with the key fob itself. This is how the key has been offered. It's the conventional key fob which we have been seeing in other Hyundai vehicles as well. So it has 3 buttons: lock, unlock, and also a button to hold and unlock your boot. Beginning straight with the frontal overview of the car now. So there are not many noticeable changes if we compare it to the SX optional or the SX trim also in terms of the frontal appeal. So here we get the indicators. So these are halogen indicators, and we get this very unique split headlamp setup now. So where the main headlamp has been placed below in the bumper and the indicator has been placed as the upper half. So this is the halogen indicator. While if we move down, here we get an halogen projector. So if this could have been offered as an LED or an HID, it would have been better, but unfortunately this is halogen, and here is this ring shaped LED daytime running lamp which might be visible in the video as well. And here is the reflector element of this headlamp. All in all, this headlamp cluster and the indicator cluster looks very unique. Moving down further below, here is the projector based halogen fog lamp setup. So this is the projector fog lamp which is bounded by this thick set of cladding, which again lends this the rugged appeal of a compact SUV, of a sub 4 meter compact SUV. Even the radiator grille has been loaded with some cladding, and you get this 4 skid plate. The grille is also quite big in terms of dimensions and has this dark chrome finish. So this is not the conventional shiny or lustrous chrome which we have seen in other vehicles. This is a dark chrome 3-dimensional grille. There are no front parking sensors on this vehicle, even in the top end SX optional variant. Moving on to the tire size now. Here we get 215/60 R16-inch diamond cut alloy wheels. We have been offered Seat rubber on this particular vehicle, and there are disc brakes, dual front disc brakes, while on the rear end we have drum brakes on offer. In terms of length, the vehicle is about 3995 mm, which again brings it under the 4 meter sub 4 meter compact SUV segment. The ORVMs are electrically adjustable as well as retractable and get this LED indicator strip. And one very good benefit which you get with Hyundai vehicles is that you can fold these ORVMs even when the ignition is off. So you can see the ignition is off, but still I'm able to fold these. The door handles are chrome based, and we also have been offered this request sensor, because as I mentioned, this comes with the smart key fob. So you can just press this button and enter into the vehicle. This is how the door pad of the SX optional executive variant looks. Now one unique thing with this particular vehicle is that you get these khaki green inserts on the door pad, which you will not get in other color options. So this is one thing you have to keep in mind. And all 4 power windows along with your controls for the ORVMs have been offered. You get a 6-speaker audio system, and the seat also gets this fabric khaki green upholstery which has been offered and paired with this deep forest green color. This is your height adjustable seat function, so you can adjust the seat for your height and also recline it and bring it back and forth. There are a few buttons over here. So this one is for your engine start stop, and this here is for your traction control system and for your multi-information display and instrument cluster, brightness and headlight leveling. Let's move to the interiors now and talk about in depth all the features which are a part of this particular variant. Coming to the interiors of the SX optional executive variant of the Hyundai Venue, there are not any visible changes, but yes, there are some distinct feature oriented changes which I'll be letting you know about. So let's begin by starting the car itself. So you have the option of push button start, as I've already shown you. So the button has been placed to the right side of the driver, so that makes it quite accessible as well. And let's begin with the steering wheel itself. So this is the flat bottom steering wheel which we have been seeing on the Hyundai Creta as well, and Hyundai fondly calls this the D-cut steering wheel. And there are a lot of controls offered. So let's begin with the steering mounted audio controls. These controls are related to your infotainment system, but here we get the conventional control, so you get the option of increasing and decreasing the volume. This is the button for changing the modes, and this you can also use to toggle through the infotainment system. And here you can accept and decline your calls. So obviously this is the Bluetooth connectivity enabled music system, and hence we get these buttons over here. On the right are the controls for your multi-information display, which you can see over here, and cruise control has also been offered on this particular variant. Now coming to the adjustment options for your steering wheel, you can't adjust this for tilt definitely, but telescopic has not been offered, unfortunately. The multi-information display is also not as fancy as some other vehicles in its segment. So if you use this button, you'll be able to toggle through this. You get a highline tire pressure monitoring system, and here are the user settings. So we'll not go into details, but yes, you do get a lot of customizable options which you may toggle through using these buttons. Unfortunately, we don't have any all digital multi-information display or instrument cluster. So we have the tachometer on the left, and here we get the speedometer, dials, and the telltale signs. In terms of materials used, you don't get any soft touch materials as such on the dashboard, but yes, we do have this leather wrap steering wheel on this variant, because this is kind of a top end variant. You may refer to this as the second top variant. Here we get the controls for our wipers. On the right we have our conventional toggles for our headlamps, which are equipped with the auto headlamp function. So whenever the sensor senses that there is dim light or not enough light, it will automatically switch on your headlamp. So that is also one feature which might come in quite handy. Now moving on to the center console, I was talking about some features that this particular variant misses, and hence it's called the executive variant. So let's just switch to the main menu of this infotainment system. Now this is not the audio video navigation or telematics infotainment system, but rather what Hyundai has done is that they've removed the BlueLink connectivity option altogether from this variant. So this is equipped with Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto, but you will have to use it via a cable. So it's not wireless, and you may go to all menus and toggle through this infotainment system. It's pretty slick, however it feels slightly small. Now going by the times, we have music systems which are as big as 10 inches in size, so in front of those it looks slightly smaller, but definitely it's very good to use. It's very slick, you won't feel any lag as such while using it. So this was all about the infotainment system. If we take a look at the IRVM, you will be able to verify the fact that there is no BlueLink, because you don't get your roadside assistance or BlueLink connectivity buttons. Moving down below, here is your automatic climate control system. So it's a single zone climate control unit, and we get different allocated buttons for our rear and front defogger options. Now another feature which this variant misses onto in comparison to the top end variant is that there is no wireless charging pad or air purifier in this car, so to say. So if I remove the key fob, you will be able to see that there is no wireless charging pad, but you get a fast charging USB or USB to connect your phone via Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and this is the 12-volt charging socket. If we move further down below, as I had mentioned, this is only offered in the diesel trim, which has been paired to a 6-speed manual gearbox. So this is the gear knob which shows that, and if we engage the reverse parking camera, you will be able to see the camera, and the quality is also quite decent. No issues in terms of that. Now in terms of cubbyhole spaces, you get 2 cup holders. The handrest is also present over here, and you get a small cubbyhole space. There are 2 airbags in this variant, while if you move on to the top end SX optional trim, you will get 6 airbags. And talking about the driver assistant features, you get vehicle stability management, ABS with EBD, as well as hill assist control. So these are some features which you have been offered. There is a small cubby hole, and the glove box is also cooled, which is a good touch again and offers decent amount of storage space. If we move up and have a look at the sun visor, you get a ticket holder here, no vanity mirror, but on the passenger side you have been offered a vanity mirror as well. These are your dome lamps, interior dome lamps, which are halogen. And one feature which Indians really love a lot is a sunroof. So it's definitely not a panoramic sunroof, but it's a small sized, decent sized sunroof, I'll say, which you can open using this button. It's a one-touch electric sunroof. So this is how the sunroof looks and functions. Let's move to the rear end of this vehicle now and talk about the other features which have been offered. Coming to the rear seating experience now. The door opens pretty wide, so there is no issue in terms of ingressing. The opening aperture is really nice, and again we have this green finish on the door and the speaker placement along with only one bottle holder. Let's just ingress into the vehicle and talk about the seating comfort. So here I am in the rear end of the Hyundai Venue. The front seat has been set to my height. My height is 5 feet and 10.5 inches, and this is the amount of kneeroom I have on offer. So you can have a look. The kneeroom is decent, I'd say, not the best in the segment definitely, because we have some other vehicles which offer better kneeroom, but it's decent according to a person of my height sitting in front on the front seat. In terms of width, this car can seat 2 adults and 1 child of about 5 to 6 years in age. And one other difference which you get in this variant is that there is no rear armrest or handrest offered for the second row passengers. The headrests are 2 in number and are adjustable, but there is no third headrest on offer again. Here I've opened the sunshade also, so you can have a look at how the cabin looks now with the sunshade of the sunroof open. In terms of amenities, here you can see the rear AC vents, which also have this really nice silver accent on them, and a 12-volt charging socket is also something you can see over here. So all in all, this is how the cabin looks. The glass area is also good, so you won't really feel claustrophobic. But yes, owing to the dark interior theme, the cabin does feel slightly compact. Let us now have a look at the boot space of the vehicle. Now before showing you the rear end, I would first like to switch on the parking lamps. So these are LED crystalline effect tail lamps. You get these crystals which light up, which actually accentuate the overall rear appeal. And here we get this triangular shaped part which houses the halogen based indicators. So these elements are all LEDs, and here is the halogen indicator. Moving down further, here we get the reverse lamp along with this reflector placement. In terms of safety equipment, here are 2 parking sensors only. 4 have not been placed on the bumper, while the reverse parking camera is something you might be able to see over here itself. If we access the boot space, this is a electromagnetic release which we get. So this is the button for that, and this opens up to a decent 350 liters of boot space. A rear parcel tray is also a part of the equipment list on this vehicle. Now in order to fold the seats, you get 2 toggles, so you can pull those toggles and fold this seat as a bench. No 60-40 split ratio is present on this particular variant. Now in terms of badgings, you get this spaced out chrome embellishment which looks nice, and this is the SX trim badging. Even though this is the SX optional executive, a rear wiper as well as a defogger are also some features which are offered over the SX trim. Now moving slightly up, you might be able to see the shark fin antenna along with these massive chunky roof rails, but these unfortunately do not offer any load bearing capacity, so these are only for your aesthetics. So this was all about the rear end of the Hyundai Venue. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video for whatsoever reason, do not forget to give this a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel Ashish Masih Cars. Thank you so much for watching this video.